and we'll see if that'll be able enough to hold up.
Back live, we've got JT, Jonathan Travers, on the 13 metre to start. So that's interesting. He thought he might have started at 12, but he's gone for the 13 metre, 32 off to start. And Jonathan Travers runs that opening pass.
All right, and we just got confirmation that Freddie did not get outside of 4 ball there, so that's going to be the first skier out on the water is going to get 3 at 10.25. So, that's what he ran in the preliminary round, pretty consistent. But, all these other guys have kind of done the same thing. They've gotten to 3 or more. So there's the starting benchmark for our skiers, and that's going to be 3 at 41 off.
Shot of Will Asher there, getting himself ready, former world champion. And we're about to have Jonathan Travers back into the course on the 12 metre line.
Right, so one and only competitor on the leaderboard right now. Currently lining first, we've got Freddie Winter with 3 at 10.25 meters, exactly the same score that he needed to achieve in order to make it through to the finals to start off with. But could it well be enough to take the title, or could it at the very least invoke a runoff situation with maybe one or more competitors eyeing for that title?
12 metre line here for Jonathan Travers. Looking the goods at the moment. You'll be super happy to see Jamie Bull win the women's slalom title, of course. Obviously coaches Jamie quite a bit, so he'll be buoyed by that. He'll be feeling good about life out there, especially now as he runs that 12 metre pass.
Yeah, and another thing we talked about in the preliminary round, but JT is a new dad. Natty just had a new baby, and she's at home, with the kids, and letting JT kind of get over here and have his mind on skiing. And so, he'll be out there skiing for the whole crew, and shout out to Natty and Leilani and Jack and everybody else back in Florida. I know they're probably up early and watching JT out there take a rip. They'll be excited for Jamie, because Jamie also skis there at Sunset Lakes, and they're here, rooting on JT, and then they'll be rooting on Will. Will does a lot of skiing over there with JT. So JT looking strong. He looks like he's got that red ski that he's riding, and I mean, it looks dialed, and JT's looking in really strong form. So we'll have to see if he can put it together here. We saw him get into the final, which was huge for him. That was his goal when he got here, was to get in the final, and now he can just ski nice and relaxed, and here we're bringing him in for 11 meters.
Okay, let's rock and roll. We've got on the water Jonathan Travers coming to us from Groveland in Central Florida. This is 11.25 meters. Gets a good hook up on the first third of the course. Now halfway down, there's number 3, 4, 5, and 6. So looking in very, very good shape there, looking calm, looking composed out there, JT, and he's certainly had his battles over the last few seasons, but looking to come away with a score that could potentially put him at the top rung of the ladder right now, Zane.
Yeah, no, I mean, and JT He's been skiing good, but I'm going to be honest, Tony. I think this is the best that I've seen JT ski in a while. He's just looking, really confident out on the water. That was a cool shot to see Freddie, talking to mom and dad. It's really cool that they flew, and I think they've been at every World Championships that Freddie's ever skied in. So shout out to the winners and traveling over here, and that was good skiing out of Freddie, but. We'll have to see, how that score holds up. But yeah, JT's just been skiing so strong, and right now, like I said, this weekend is probably the best I've seen JT ski in a couple of years. He's just looking super dialed and looking like everything's working right now.
Okay, 10.75 now coming up. 39 off Must run pass here for JT. Oh, geez, big one ball. He's got out of it okay, though. Round 2 he goes. Over to 3.
He's still there.
He's under control now. Round 4. Jeez.
Ooh, almost
Round
overloaded
5.
off. No,
oh, and again.
Does the same on 5, and how on
6.
earth was he able to get it done?
Keeping the fans entertained out there is JT.
Yeah, and we saw him do that in the preliminary round, guys. He just went a little hard at one ball, but it was at 10.25, and was able to hang on to it. So JT able to hang on to some pulls that maybe some other skiers might pop the rope there, and now the big thing here is to kind of forget about that pass. You just had to get through it. It doesn't really matter how you run it, but now he's into 10.25 and going to need to get a good start. But let's see what happens to JT here at the gates. I thought his gate was okay, but when he comes into turn, you see how he left his hand lower than his shoulder, so that causes him to drop that shoulder into 1. That's why he saw that big heavy load there on the backside of 1 ball, and then got a good 2, but does pretty good at 3. You see the check up there with the handle coming to the inside hip, but then at 4 he does the same thing. He leaves that hand really low, and that causes that right shoulder to kind of drop, and then 5 he's just generating a lot of speed. And the thing with the lefties is they're able to do that, as they got a bunch of speed over on the 1 through 5 side. You can see them, they'll come, that ski will kind of jump on them, but they're kind of able to hang on to it. They drop in the back because they only got to get a good pull over to 6, and it's an onside pull over there. So right now the lead is 3. JT ran 3 in the preliminary round. Let's see if he can get a good start here.
Big moment here. Let's hope hopefully can get at least a piece of 4 ball here and take the lead. Round 1.
Oh, look at that,
Good
number
start.
1.
Round 2. Oh, he rears up a bit on 2. He's over to 3. I think that'll be it. That's it. Oh, 2.5 maybe.
I would say.
I think will be the score from JT. At least he was definitely having a crack. He was trying to get across to 4. But I thought a really good one there, Zane, and just kind of blew it on 2.
Yeah, and you can see a little bit of frustration with JT. He knows that 1 ball was the one to run it, and just not quite able to work out it over to 2. We'll have to look at the replay, but yeah, you're right, Glenn. That 1 ball was stellar 1 ball. Hooked up with the rope, but watch his gates. He's doing a really good job at his gates. We weren't seeing him do that earlier in the season, and that's why he's getting these good 1s. He comes off of 1 really good, but as he goes to 2, he starts to let those hands get away from him, and that's why the ski didn't want to turn. The hands start getting away. You see there at 3, the same thing. The hands are just too separated from the hips, and the ski doesn't want to turn, and that's why he had all the slack and just not able to get the full 3. So that's going to put him into second place right now with 2.5 at 10.25. But right here, you look, the gate was good. Now watch that 1 ball. That is the best one I've seen at 10.25 maybe this weekend. But then there into 2, he just lets the hands get away from him, and then there into 3, he is super separated and running with the boat, and that's what caused him to not be able to get the full 3.
So there's your leaderboard, very early leaderboard after 2 competitors. Freddie Winter in the lead by half a buoy ahead of Jonathan Travers with 2.5 at 10.75 meters.